Well, last night I was looking through all the babies and I said, you know what, I really got to get to work reaching out to people and selling some of these horses. And then I got looking at the horses that had shares left. I really shouldn't have much trouble getting these shares sold. Whether it be World for Two, who looks like a tank, or Voyage of Ice and Fire. I didn't realize how well this horse was bred. I think a lot of our Ohio clients have really missed the boat on this guy. I sound like a salesman, but he's got a brother that made $700,000. The second dam is one that made $500,000. And if you don't like that, one in the third dam made $900,000. There's no horse in our property with more money in their family, I don't think. I guess that's unfair. There's a couple of $1 million winners there, so that's not completely accurate. But he would definitely be in the top 3, I would think. So we have 41 horses, unless I've missed a horse, which might be possible. We have 41 horses on the farm. You might say to yourself, well, Anthony, there's only 35 on the site. That's correct. There are some that are not on the site yet, and they'll be a little while getting on the site. Whether it be the owners are sending the horses privately and don't really know what they want to price them at yet, or horses that, there's one horse here, a full sister to Darling Please, the filly I had last year. She's a merchandiser filly. What do you price her at? I don't really know. We're going to let the drone tell us and our clients tell us. If people are out there looking for an Ontario-bred trotting filly, then we'll know what to price her at. But until then, what's the point? So let's get right to it. A lot of odd things have happened, but a lot of good things have happened too. Almost There, Boss. I don't know if Daryl watches you. I'm sure he does. So we bought Almost There, Boss for $15,100. Looking at the rest of the Ontario sale, I think he was grossly undersold. This is a first foal out of his sister to Steelhead Hanover. This colt was really ornery and steady when we got him. I went with him 2 or 3 days. I went with him yesterday, and he listens. So smart. He understands what I'm asking him to do. He wasn't ornery. He wasn't rude. He did everything perfect, which, there's a shocker. He did everything perfect, which I was a little surprised with in such a short time. Almost There, Boss had 34 shares left. We had a couple people calling, asking about him. I look on the site, and they're all gone. The breeder had come in, Daryl Kaplan had come in and bought all the shares back of the last 34 shares that were left. So I think that was a smart move by him because the horse was undervalued. His own horse was undervalued. And he doubled down and jumped back in on him. So I suspect he's just going to wait and see how the horse trains down. And if he sells shares on his own, then so be it. And I'm very happy to let people do that. I mean, that's likely what will happen with some of these horses. We'll form groups to buy the horses, have a group of clients buy the horses in advance of selling them throughout the spring and summer. That's the point of the market. It really is a way to help the stable.ca run. So, Almost There, Boss. Now he's there. He's all sold out now. Good looking Sunshine Beach colt. Very happy with what I've seen from him. A horse that I know needs gelded is Amore Deener. This is our only Father Patrick thus far. Beautiful horse. Very, very well bred. Got a streak of ignorance in him. That will be coming to an end. He'll be our first castration of the season as soon as the vet comes in with his castration kit. Many of you don't know this. Now, just swinging back to that colt, got a beautiful gait, got a nice way of going. I'm going to try and get the drone out to let you guys see them this week. I don't think he'll be castrated until after the drone. Not that that's by design, just the way that the vet doesn't have time to get them all done right away. Amore Deener, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Very well bred, very good looking colt with a great gait and a bit of a poor attitude. Not on the track. On the track, he's perfect gentleman. But getting to the track, listing, turning the corners, going up the ramp, behaving. His first instinct is to misbehave, which is fine. He's a baby. But he will be a gelding very, very soon. Arches Rainbow. Not many of you people know about this horse. Now, if you watched my videos from the sale in Lexington, if you watched any of the videos, the ones where horse I told you who I was interested in, who I liked, on-site videos, inspections, Arches Rainbow was all over all those lists. Now, I didn't need to buy Arches Rainbow on day 4. It was near the end of the sale. I thought she'd bring 18,000. She brought 5, which left me a little embarrassed. I had asked the kid, I saw who bought the horse. I asked him, I said, if I don't get what I want on day 5, would you consider selling that horse privately? You'll make $2,000 or $3,000. He said, yeah, because if I had a bid, I would have had to bid 8. What if he bids 9? I might have gone 10 if I was still in the neighborhood. Even this way, I would have saved money. So he bought the filly. We bought a lot of horses on day 5, and I never thought anything of it again. He sends me a text message a week later and asks me if I still want her. Absolutely, I do. So so we bought the filly. We bought Archer's Rainbow. She's here now. Got a beautiful gait. I really, really like everything I've seen with this filly. She's not on the site yet, but she will be in the next 2 weeks. This is an Archangel filly, first foal, I believe, from a Muscle Hill mare. Very strong family. Better Be Sawyer, another horse we bought from the hoof bid consignment of Princeton Farms. Very happy with what I saw from Better Be Sawyer. This is a beautiful, better than Cheddar filly, out of a sister to Dream Fair Eternally. You can't get much better breeding around here than that. And to get her for $15,000 was, again, you take what happened at hoof bid and then try to extrapolate that and situate those horses in the online sale with London or even at Winback. And it's just the way it worked out. But I think there are some of them, at least the 2 that we bought, were grossly undersold, I believe, on the hoof bid sale platform. So Better Be Sawyer is a beautiful filly by Better Than Cheddar. Blue Bayou Dio is a filly that we got quite a while ago on the on-gate sale. She's already sold out, has been sold out. Beautiful filly by Trixton. Now, Blair Burgess put me onto this filly, said he had the sister, and she was really, really nice and got injured. This filly's got a beautiful gait and a good head on her shoulders. Amy jogged her yesterday. She really, really liked her. Blue Bayou Dio. Bomb Hugger. No, not Bomb Hugger. Bomb Hugger is kind of a weird name, but that is Chapter 7 filly that we bought number 5 in the Lexington sale. She is a firecracker, but she's sharp. She's a smart filly and does her work very, very well on the track. Just got to get her to relax a little bit. She's a bit goofy in the shed route, but that's fine. That's just a baby. Bomb Hugger is our Chapter 7 New York bred. We likely will be buying at least one more New York bred. So for those of you in New York, just relax. We got one. She's sold out. We will buy one more New York bred for sure. Who do we got next? Century Invictus. This is the Better's Delight colt that we bought out of the London sale with taxes. It ended up being $76,000. A lot of corn for Century Invictus. But nice colt. Does his work well so far that we've seen in the barn. He hasn't been in the cart yet, so I guess he doesn't. I guess that's a little unfair to say he does his work well. Brush him well, he behaves well. A little loud in the barn. They usually are the studs the first week till they get and they're settled into their settings. But a good-looking horse nonetheless. So Century Invictus is a Better's Delight colt. Very well-bred, good-looking, above-average size Better's Delight colt we bought from the online sale in London. Confederate Cruiser, he's below average size. He's a little tiny little fella, but he's a good-looking colt. This is a Yankee Cruiser colt we bought, an Ohio bred. I had talked to the guy who has his full brother, said he's a really, really nice colt. He too is small, so it's pretty easy pickup for me. Yankee Cruiser, full brother to colt that's raced in the stakes and took a mark of 55 as a 2-year-old. So Confederate Cruiser, good looking horse. He's a little bugger too. I told you the little ones are always the worst little buggers, but he behaved himself well on the track yesterday. Duke Dio does everything right. This is the well-bred Trixton colt we bought from the on-gate sale. He's just a nice horse, does everything good on the track. Really, really happy with him. LSL, this is the Allraj horse, Jeff Gorell's horse, named after his grandson. Harlan and Ellis L are both named after his grandson, so hopefully they both do good for them. He broke well, did well. I said to Amy, I don't think I've ever had a horse owned by as many people. Now, Jeff had kept a quarter of this horse, thankfully for us. But I don't think I've seen so many people own a horse as LSL. I think there might be 45 people own shares in LSL, so that's awesome. Hope he does well for them this year in Pennsylvania. Grace, this is a full sister to Darling Please. Darling Please was pretty good for us. She trained down okay. She qualified well. She raced good in the first grassroots, and I sold her. This is her full sister, Grace. As I said to the breeder short time ago, I said, she's a merchandiser filly, decent sized filly. She's gonna have to sell herself on the videos, and I'm certain she will. We'll see what happens with Grace. Granite Hill. This is a big, good-looking, very well-bred What the Hill colt. One of our better purchases, I think, all year has been Granite Hill. I'm really excited to see how he's gonna break and train down. Just a giant of a horse, and I've been very, very happy with him. Harlan L, again, from the All-Arouse consignment. This is another Cantab haul. The first day I went with him, he was really studdy and squealing. I said, this guy's going to be a gelding. Then they've gone with him the last 2 days. He's really chilled right out and cooled down. Pretty nice horse. He does his work very well. Very happy so far with Harlan L. Hill of Magic. Probably one of the most underappreciated horses we purchased in 2020. 80 shares left of this beautiful, well-bred filly, but what the hell? She does everything nice on the track. We'll let the drone do the talking. I am going to be reaching out to a number of our Ohio-bred clients this week to clean up the shares of Hill of Magic. This filly shouldn't have any shares left. She's a big, good-looking, well-gated filly, well-bred. I mean, I think she just kind of snuck up on our clients. We'd bought so many horses that day. So I'll be reaching out to a number of you. If you're in Ohio and you're a member, you're a client of stable.ca, you will likely be getting a phone call from me this week about Hill of Magic. Loving Beauty, another filly. There's a beautiful Swan for All filly. Great video, great breeding. Yes, she's a sister to our other colt. Perfect record, who I think is going to be a better 3-year-old than a 2-year-old. But she trots nice. First couple of days she was a little bit rude, but yesterday she was awesome. Did everything great on the track. Massive Profit. This is the Muscle Massive colt that we had bought on the 5th day. He was sold out immediately, just like that, as he should have been. Just a good-looking colt all around. Massive Profit is doing everything well on the track. Another horse I did a little video of the other day. Matt's MVP looks beautiful on the track. Still a little ignorant and studdy in the barn. That will change. He's number 2 on the castration list, but a very, very good-looking colt. Can't wait to see him trained down. Now, here's an interesting thing I didn't know. We have a filly. She isn't on the site yet. She will be soon. We've had her for almost 2 months. Her name is Mischievous Rose. Now, Haley Moore has been a client of ours for 3 years. Her and her husband, I believe, Jim, very, very nice people. I saw Haley at the Lexington sale. She sold Can't Muscle Me's, I believe it was a sister, but I'm not sure. Looked like a colt. I'm not sure. Sold the sibling to Can't Muscle Me at the sale. Had sent us Mischievous Rose. I just looked because I want to make sure. I knew she was a muscle mass. Wanted to familiarize myself with the breeding again. First foal, I believe, out of the mare, or a young family anyway. I believe just a young family. But the second dam is a dam of Celebrity DeVille, who's the dam of Globetrotting. I didn't realize she was so closely related to Globetrotting. I had bid on a couple of horses with this same lineage. They say Mischievous Rose just does everything great on the track. I'm really happy for Haley, with this filly, and happy to see her trained down. Mischievous Rose, just a really, really good-looking filly of Tom. She loves me, and she doesn't really get along with anybody else. She's a little stubborn in the yard, but once you get her on the track, she's got the most gorgeous gait. I really like this filly. Really like this filly, and really can't wait to see her trained down. 1-2, skip a few. She kicked a little bit yesterday, a little fire in her belly, the little filly. This is the Uncle Peter filly that we bought in the Buckeye sale. Beautiful filly. I saw her video, and I was wondering if she was going to come close to her knees, but she isn't. She trots perfect on the track. Little kicking, little badness in her, a little dirt in her, but she has got a beautiful gait. She's just hyper, but she'll come around soon. Prairie Fire, the other horse we bought, also a long Tom. 1-2, skip a few, is an Uncle Peter of Tom, is a long Tom. So's Prairie Fire. Prairie Fire did kick 2 days ago at Mario. As I said to Mario, that just makes him a good judge of character. He was good yesterday with Phil. Just green and learning how to go, but got a really nice gait and very well bred. And his name is... his name is Prairie Fire. Procrastinator, our lone down by the seaside so far. Very good family on this guy. He does his work well on the track. Amy's gone with him a couple of times, said he's a nice colt. So I'm interested to see how Procrastinator is going to do throughout the fall, into the winter, spring, and then summer of 2021. Purple Aura, Phil, you'll hear me mention Phil. So when I started the stable, Phil Cool, the older brother, and used to train a lot of horses, Phil Cool worked for me, and we went our separate ways. Phil got sick, and then the workload got a little much, and we just went our separate ways. And Phil's back with us this year, so I'm happy to have him back. Phil is a good guy, good trainer, really takes his time with the baby, so he really liked Purple Aura. He kept telling me how good the creatine filly was, how good she was, how good she looked. I saw her on the track the other day, and he is correct. She looks like $1 million. Renegade Gypsy, you guys are going to learn to like this guy. He is beautiful. This was the horse that Mario and I picked out, our top pick for the win-back sale, and as it turned out, the only horse we bought out of the win-back sale. This is an Archangel colt, 0 for 3 in the front dam, but the rest of the families are loaded with talent. I like Renegade Gypsy. I love the way he goes on the track. I went with him yesterday. He kicked a little bit the day before. He was a little stubborn, but he looked great on the track yesterday when I went with him. Now, the next one's a little odd, and I can't quite figure it out. Maybe you can help me. I watched the Resolve sell for an incredible amount of money in Ontario. There was one sold for 140, another one for 70, I think another one for 70. There was a couple sold strong in Lexington also. So I bought Resolute Bay, horse that I loved. I had him marked down at 40 grand, 38.40. And Resolute Bay is a half brother to the Veteran. The Veteran just set a world record 6-7 weeks ago, 150-1 at Lexington, fastest gelding ever on a mile track, I guess. Probably ever on any size track, gelding trotter, I would imagine. This is his half brother. How does that horse sell for 140? The other one sell for 70, 60, 70. Another one high in Lexington, and Resolute Bay slide through for 25. He's a chestnut. Maybe that's why. He's got a great gait. He is one good-looking colt. So for the people out there saying, I just don't know what to do, I'm going to work hard all week to make sure that Resolute Bay is sold out by Friday, because he should have been sold out the day we left Lexington. This is one good-looking horse, and especially the same as the next two horses I'm going to talk about. Resolute Bay, mark my words, will be sold out by Friday this coming week. Rose Above It. This is a first foal from a sister of Muscle Massive. So a first foal out of a sister to Muscle Massive. You guys know this family. We had one out of it. So Rose Above It, good looking colt. Again, Amy said he's a little bugger on the track. He might be heading for a castration, but we'll see. He is one good looking horse. He's got a beautiful, beautiful gait and very well bred colt. Another horse, I know PA, it's gonna be a little slow picking away at the PA horses, I think, for the first little while. But if you're out there saying, I just don't know what to do, we get a lot of Cantabs, and for anybody out there that says, Cantab, probably one of the most prolific sires ever in Pennsylvania. But hey, what do I know? Rose Above It, good looking colt, first foal again, out of a sister to Muscle Massive. So pretty hard not to like Rose Above It. Rosie's Masterpiece. Can you please tell me how we have a Muscle Mass filly as good looking as this filly with a full cistern that made $900,000? She went for $30,000 in Lexington. So what, 40 grand? What'd she sell for in the London sale, I wonder? What would she have sold for in the London sale, with or without the last name Sealster? She would have sold for a fortune. Rosie's Masterpiece was some of our best work this year. I told you guys about what I thought our best work was in Granite Hill. I thought that was a very good purchase. And then when I look at Rosie's Masterpiece, I'm a little perplexed, surprised. Resolute Bay and Rosie's Masterpiece, Ontario breds by Resolve and Muscle Mass, well bred as they are, both had, for the most part, world champion siblings, and they both have 40 shares left. Okay. Another one I'll be working hard all week to get sold out by Friday. Slim Jimmy. Surprise. Slim Jimmy's a nice horse. I guess you just left his shares alone. There's like 70 or 80 shares there or something, Slim Jimmy. But he's one of those horses, I think, that'll just force you to buy shares of him. He's just a good-looking horse. Again, we do have Ohio breds in Timonium, but I'm not buying Ohio breds if we have Ohio breds with tons of shares left. Slim Jimmy was a good purchase, a good-looking horse, and he should be close to sold out, and he is not. Spent is a brother to Spend That Money. What's he sell for in Indiana? They said the Swan Falls went crazy high in Indiana for the most part. This is a brother to Spend That Money who was a stakes champion at a stakes winner in Indiana, in Ohio. Obviously, won the first two stakes, I think, or we had two stake wins anyway in Ohio. Did very well for us all summer. Was third the other day in 56 at the Meadows. This is her brother, who's at least 900 times bigger than her. He is a giant of an animal and sold for next to nothing. We scooped him up, and right away Irv Miller come over and told me he wanted half of him. He got half of them. Well, he told me he wanted to train him. I told him he'd have to buy half of them. So he owns half of them. So Spent is all sold out. Here's another shocking thing. Stonebridge Hecate. I'm going to call him Hecate. Hecate, I think. This is a brother to our horse, Stonebridge Simba. A brother to him. By Cadabra. Good looking horse. It's like 80 shares left. Where are you guys at? Are you asleep? I'm going to take my time with this guy. One, he's not expensive. Not the end of the world. Two, you'll pay attention soon enough. So Stonebridge Hecate, the brother to Cadabra, has lots of shares left, which is shocking. I suspect they'll go soon, though. And he is ours. He's a Cadabra colt, a Cadabra brother. Now, I just jumped ahead of myself for a second. You guys didn't know about this horse. Anyway, Stonebridge Dolce, Dolce, is our horse. This is a Cantab Hall filly. The breeder had called us right after the sale, said, I retained this filly. I really like her. Would you be interested? I looked at her breeding. I looked at the filly. Why, yes, I would. So Stonebridge Dolce is in our midst right now. She'll be up in the site in the next week or so. Sweet on Pete, shocking. She's sold out? No. Sweet on Pete's a good-looking filly. She looks great on the track, too. Horse that I am a little surprised still has shares left. Tie one on. Where's the Tipsy and Dixie crew? This is a bar-hopping sister to one of the best horses we had last year, a filly who did nothing but good for us from day one. Tipsy and Dixie's sister, tie one on. I'm a little surprised she's got like 30 shares or 28 shares or something left. They should be soaked up pretty quick. Tioga Sunshine, again, muscle mass filly. Just a beautiful, beautiful filly. She does her work well. You guys are going to see soon enough. Twinkle in her eye. This is the Better's Delight out of the sister to Better Than Cheddar and Blake's Good Horse. Won the Meadowlands Pace. Why can I never remember that horse's name? So Twinkle in her eye. Just a beautiful filly again. Now, I did notice the other day we got a bill for her. The day after we bought her, she was a little colicky in the morning, and just because there was absolutely no reason not to be super cautious, we had the veterinarian come in and administer just some anti-inflammatories and some stuff just to cool her down. She was fine afterwards, but I forgot that there was a bill there. So for the people that own Twinkle in her eye, we received a bill for $200 and some for treatment of her at the sale. By the time I had got to the sale, they called and said, can we treat her? I said, absolutely. What do you mean, can I treat her? Yes, treat her. So by the time I got to the sale, she was fine, but there was a little charge there. So Twinkle in her eye, great looking filly. We'll have the hobbles on her Monday or Tuesday. She looks like $1 million, this filly. You got to believe this is the one owned by all the hockey players. This is the Uncle Peter colt. You guys will like him. He's got a nice gait on the track. He wasn't bred well. I know another horse that wasn't bred well that did pretty good for us last year. So I think you got to believe we'll catch your eye soon enough when we get him under the drone. A horse that you will definitely love when you see him. Unbeatable Kemp. Big white blaze, some white markings on him. Trots really nice. Amy goes with this horse every day. She loves Unbeatable Kemp. How can't you? You're going to see what I'm talking about this week. Two of the horses that you are going to pay attention to. One, because there's lots of shares, and he's probably one of the best bred horses we have in the property. Two, you have this other horse is just a statuesque, just an Adonis of an animal. I've talked about him before. We'll get right to it. Voyage of Ice and Fire. He has a brother, a half-brother by credit winner that made $700,000. The second dam has a horse that made well over $500,000, and the third dam has one that made over $900,000. You can't have three families as strong as this. I don't think we do. And yet Voyage of Ice and Fire, a beautiful Ohio-bred trotter, has lots of shares left. How's that possible? Not only did he fall through the cracks of the sale, apparently he's falling through the cracks at the stable.ca. So again, another horse that I'm going to have to work this. How's this horse not sold out? He'll sell himself when it comes to the drone. He's got a beautiful gait and a beautiful attitude. Really like Voyage of Ice and Fire. And you will see him soon enough. And then the horse I just talked about, World War II. This is a rock and roll dance. I didn't love rock and roll dance. We had one dancing at Midland. I liked him. I didn't love him. I liked him. He was a nice horse. Pennsylvania's tough. And to be honest, if it wasn't for Scott Zeron, I wouldn't have bought this horse. Scotty said to me, we're watching him walk around the ring. He said, Jesus, that's a gorgeous horse. I said, is he ever? He said, he's a rock and roll dance. I told you his story. And he looked right at me. He says, I like the rock and roll dances. I've driven 2 or 3 that I love. Okay. Really? Absolutely. So when he was there for $15,000 or $16,000, we bought him. You're not going to find a better looking horse. Wait until we get the hobbles on him this week. You'll see what I'm talking about. World War II. Gorgeous horse. So we're going to work all week to clean up some of these shares. The World for II. Take your time. You're going to miss out. I guarantee you that. Somebody's going to see this horse and jump in a big way. For sure, World of II. Voyage of Ice and Fire, not 1, not 2, not 3 horses. 3 dams with horses over $500,000 made. Tie one on's a sister to Tipsy and Dixie. Hello. Stonebridge Hecate. The brother to Stonebridge Simba by Cadabra. He's an Ontario bred. Hello, Ontario. You get there or no? Rosie's Masterpiece. Full sister to Riveting Rosie. 900,000 made. Market like 52. Rose above it. First foal out of a sister to Muscle Massive. Resolute Bay. A half-brother to a world record holder. Said it 6 weeks ago. It's half-brother right here by Resolve. Clearly people like the Resolves. Go look at the sale results. Mischievous Rose. She's not on the sale site yet. I was so excited when I saw out of a sister to Globetrotting. Cool. Out of a sister to the mother of Globetrotting. Still cool. So that's all I'm going to talk about today with the babies. We're going to get the 2- and 3-year-olds out of the way real quick and get you guys on your way.